Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Jennifer Scrapping Cane. Today I'm sharing another Reindeer Games layout playing along with the 12 Days of Christmas challenge. Today's challenge is to use music, either in your title, music notes, or some type of music. And I'm also going to play along with woodgrain and winter, and this layout has a huge piece of woodgrain, so I decided I would go ahead and add it to that one too. I have some photos of my son when he was 3 and he was in a preschool Christmas program. The theme is actually United States, and that was because this was 2001. So this was after the 9/11 attack, and they decided to do a patriotic type holiday program. So as you can see, the kids are dressed up in their red, white, and blue. We had a cute little Statue of Liberty. And then my son was the president, and then the other little boy was like Uncle Sam. So we decided it was a very cute little idea, and that was their program. And I say we because I was also a teacher at the daycare center, and a couple of the kids belonged to the teachers, and they also belong to even the director's kid is in there. So here I have a piece of acetate that has stars on it. I'm using Vicki Boutin papers, and all of this other stars that I'm going to use as ephemera pieces came from Vicki Boutin also. This piece here of wood grain is Asuka, I think is how you say that. And I just love wood grain. So, of course, I bought wood grain from anybody and everybody. I will buy wood grain. I'm working on my double 8.5 by 11 mat so that I can lay out the papers and cut them down to 8.5 by 11. But first, I'm going to piece it together. I do have two little Paperkin people, and I will talk a little bit more about them when I get ready to put them on the layout. But first, I'm going to show you how I'm going to attach this acetate piece to the paper. You will be able to see the ATG just slightly in different areas around the layout, as far as like on the edges where I had to put ATG to put it down. But part of it is going to be covered up like this piece here, and I do make a mistake. I should have put that red piece of star paper first before I put this one down, but it's okay. I'm able to pull it up and get the red piece put underneath. Of course, I can never do anything right the first time. I always have to peel it back up and redo it. But luckily, I was able to get it off of the acetate without tearing the paper. I almost tore the paper as I was trying to peel it up. And of course, I couldn't find one of my metal spatulas to stick underneath there because, I'd rather just use my fingers and try to get it up. But luckily, I was able to get it up without tearing it. And I'm going to tuck this red piece inside of there and to make sure I put ATG on both sides of it so it would, one, stick to the acetate, but also the paper needed a place to re-stick down to since I tore it up. And I will come in with a little bit of liquid glue on the edges of that blue star paper because towards the end it does start to pill up a little bit. But it's okay. It's fixable. So here you can see I went around the edge over there on that side also. I'm going to trim it and cut it right in half so that it will be 8.5 by 11 two papers. And that will be my double page layout. And I really love the wood grain with this red and blue stars. I love the red and blue star paper. I think I had at least 2 of the red ones, and then I think I had like 5 of the blue star papers. I used 2 or 3 of them last year. This is actually my last 12 by 12 of that blue star paper, but it was perfect for this with the little program being, patriotic and being red, white, and blue themed and Christmas. It worked out great. So that paper that I just put down, the black and white with they're not leaves, they're tree branches is what they really are. And that was the back side of the red star paper. So now I'm going to get started matting my photos. I already placed all of my photos on white cardstock. I am going to distress the edge of all of the photos. You will see I do forget to do a couple of them and I will have to pull them up and distress the edges, but luckily I was able to do it without tearing the paper. So I did a little thin blue border on that photo and then matted it on the black and white bush paper. This one is going to be the large photo on the layout. It's one of the largest ones. And that was his cheesy smile. That was his program face, is what he told me that face was. And I just thought it was so cute. And these other photos are not the best photos. They're a little bit on the like faded out color wise. And that was because of the lighting in the area or in the church that we were in doing the program. And it's okay. It's still a memory. And, I really don't remember the whole little program thing, but I'm glad that I have pictures of it because I do remember him being so excited to go stand on the stage and sing his songs. And then when he got up there, he's like, nope, this is way too scary up here. Like he stood there and he held his little flag and he did sing his songs, but no, he was not really that much into it. So these little Paperkin people have been in my stash probably since 2001 when I created them. I put them together in a class at a store called Archivers, which used to be a scrapbooking store that sold scrapbooking supplies. And they had this little like $5 make it and take it thing. And they were giving away these two little patriotic paperkins. And you could come in, pay your $5, and create them, and they went on a card. So on the back side of them, you could tell they had like yellow scraps of paper. I peeled them off of the card. I don't know why I attached them to the card, but anyways, I peeled them off the card and I was like, I could use those on a layout one day. Well, they got set to the side in his album with these photos and they have been sitting in there since 2001. Well, they're finally getting put on a layout. So here I'm going to chop the little Liberty flame out of her hand and attach it to the other side on the layout. And I think they turned out really cute. I remember I wrote Miss Liberty on the little girl one, and then United States, I think, is what's on the little book. But yeah, I don't write that great no more. The older I get, the harder it seems to write, I guess, physically, because really I don't write a whole lot anyways. But I used to have really good handwriting, not so much anymore. These little pieces here that I'm putting on right now are acrylic. These are from Some Assemblage Required. These were from the Advent calendar last year. And I never got around to using them. But I remembered I saved them and I was like, oh wait, I still have those. So it was perfect for today's Reindeer Games prompt. And I went ahead and pulled those out. You can see I had the Vicki Boutin title piece Holiday, but it was basically the same size as the acrylic pieces that said music. So I decided to bring out the little doodlebug letters that I absolutely love, and I put holiday instead on the photo, and I'm going to put those music letters down below. That little music note piece there, it looks like it wasn't printed correctly. I'm not sure if it wasn't printed correctly or if that's the way MK intended for it to be. It's a little bit like distressed looking almost towards the left hand side of it, or right hand side of it. So instead of leaving it just like that, I decided to put a acetate star on top of it, or vellum star. Sorry, that's not acetate, that's vellum. And again, those are from the Vicki Boutin Christmas different collections. I'm not sure they all came from the same collection. I've mixed and matched Vicki Boutin's Christmas collections over the last couple of years. So I don't really know which ones are from what collection, but they all go together and I love them all. I actually don't have very much Vicki Boutin Christmas. I thought I had a whole lot of it, but as I cleaned out my Christmas box and decided what I was keeping and what I wasn't keeping, I found I didn't really have a whole lot of Vicki Boutin. So I just might have to buy some of the new 49 a market one that just came out if I can still find it. I did receive some of it in my scrap room kit this month. And actually, I'm going to use that tomorrow on a layout for the twin series that I do with Christine Harden. Here, I'm adding some black sequins just to add a little bit of a pop of black around the layout. And that just ties in that black star up there at the top on the left, and then the other black star in the middle on the right. And journaling will go down at the bottom on the right side, but on the left side of the right side paper. Wow, that was a mouthful. Um, Here's why I added that little bit of liquid glue to make sure that paper stays down. And I love the way that this layout turned out. I think it turned out really cute. And it shows my cute little boy in his little Christmas vest and standing up there on the stage. You can tell he's just like, yeah, this isn't as fun as I thought it was going to be. All these people watching me. But he did a really great job. And I just love those little Paperkin people. I still have some of those in my stash. And now that I've used these two on the layout, I should pull out a couple more and use a couple more of them. I think they were really cute back in the day. Let me know down below, do you still have any of those in your stash? And like I said, Twin Series is up tomorrow. I will see you then. Thanks for coming by. Like and subscribe. Bye.